Use.
Yaldabaoth, an enigmatic figure from ancient Gnostic teachings, embodies the concept of the demiurge, a misguided divine being responsible for creating our flawed material world. Within Gnostic mythology, Yaldabaoth is depicted as an ignorant god, mistaking himself for the ultimate deity. The Gnostics viewed our existence as a realm of suffering and ignorance, prison for the divine spark yearning for liberation. Through Gnosis, the seekers aimed to awaken their true nature, free themselves from Yaldabaoth's influence, and break the cycle of reincarnation. Despite its unorthodox nature, Gnosticism's enduring legacy has influenced philosophical and spiritual thought, inspiring seekers to explore hidden truths within themselves and the universe.
We're the only animal on the planet that doesn't work with nature. We're like an alien here. All the other animals work directly in tune with nature, and there's like a natural order of things. We're like a virus, like the Matrix, the movie, where we just destroy the planet. We pollute, we overfish, we don't have a natural balance, a natural equilibrium with the plant. Everything else is in like a rhythm. Everything else is all the other plants and animals work in unison. There's like a circle of life. We're this weird super predator on this planet. It kind of feels like we got dumped here. And outside, like the beaver, we're the only animal on the planet that terraforms anything, that changes the face of the planet, that manipulates the natural world. Isn't the ultimate prison when you don't see the bars? Kind of like the movie The Matrix. If it appears real to you and you keep reincarnating here, it could just be an endless cycle. Like playing that video game, The Sims, where there's characters you play as, you're role playing. They're not alive, but maybe there is some conscious. Maybe we're just a video game for another being on this planet. Who knows what we are? So if you die and you float up to the sky and you see your God, whatever that may be, and then you think you're in heaven and you live up there now, but the divine spark still gets sent back to the planet and you're still restarting there, but now your body's still part of the matrix still. It's kind of like the movie where to get out of the matrix you could kill people because you have to eat the gruel. You had to see everything you thought was real isn't. You're living like a sewer rat in the movie The Matrix. That's kind of like what it is for us. All these ideas of heaven and hell and religions could all just be the machinery to keep us here, to keep us reincarnating, to keep us in purgatory. You know, we feed off the planet, we eat animals, someone's eating us. And it might be from a spiritual place, might be feeding off our energy, not quote unquote physical. So if you keep reincarnating like a good little reincarnatee, you keep appearing here and you keep feeding the system, this could go on for millennia. We're a battery for some other being potentially. Doesn't seem like any other animals have an existential crisis on this planet, if you think about it. I don't think there's histories of the dolphins or the chimpanzees wondering about the great beyond versus human history was always like paintings on the wall, multiple the sun god, these sort of gods. There's always kind of a push for the limitless, a push for something greater than ourselves. We're trying to understand the universe. So the idea of the divine spark being locked in this human body as a cage is that we have to believe we are the body for the cage, the prison to work. If you don't believe you are the body, then the prison doesn't work. if you have no fear of death, if you think matter can neither be created nor destroyed, only transferred, that quote unquote you, even at the point of death, something of you goes on. Whether it's an electrical impulse shooting around the universe, there is some part of you that can't be destroyed. The science has already proven that you can't, even a nuclear bomb, you don't technically destroy anything. You're just transforming it. When that bomb hit Hiroshima, all those people in the plant in the buildings and etc., they're turned into vapor and particulates, but they're not gone. They're still within our planet. The nuclear fallout, all that stuff, it just transformed a different form, literally, just from one form to another. They didn't go completely out of existence. It's like burning a candle in your room. If you've ever done that, if you look at the ceiling, there's black marks on the ceiling. The soot from the candle is stuck on the ceiling, even though the wax is all gone. The wax didn't just go away completely. It's not just erased from the planet. Just like the water on our planet has been here for millennia. This water is the from the oceans, gets evaporated, goes into the sky, shoots back down, goes in the river. It's the same water being recycled on the planet. The water is not disappearing. And that draws the question, is this prison planet the first? Is it the last? Is it in the middle? Will another one form? Even this planet itself, I think it's moving like a foot a year away from the sun. Something like that. There's some, or maybe it's centimeters. I know we're moving ever so slightly because the universe is constantly expanding. We're moving ever so slightly away from the sun. So there's a certain point when that will add up, when a billion years, where we're so far out, the planet will just turn into an ice ball and it's destroyed. But the next planet that was too close, whatever's Mercury, whatever's too close to the sun, that's too hot, will get in the temperate zone. So I think Alan Watts talks about the Earth is peopling, is like a plant that's flowering, like an apple tree that's producing apples. It's appling. Apples are being produced. Apple trees producing apples. The plant, Earth is producing people, and we're in that flowering phase. But at a certain point, this planet isn't even suitable for life, or at least human life, or any kind of organic life. So the divine spark being in a cage still has credence because even if this prison goes away, we get imprisoned on the next planet. The next one will be an orange tree. We all repeat the process, the reincarnation element. And they've proven with science that there's a the sound like the Tibetan monks make. There is an internal buzz that's outside of our range of hearing that's going through the universe. The scientist thinks it's from the Big Bang, but there is a hum, like a refrigerator going, that is permeates the whole universe. There is a hum in the background. And they've even done studies now where each planet in our solar system, as well as other planets, have a sound, a vibration coming from each of them. So there's unity in sound and vibration. And I think even the Bible says something. First, there was the word. And I think in Hinduism, a lot of the wars fought in the stories and the gods use sound. Ancient Egyptian religion as well. Most of our religions use a bell. They use some sort of sound to get us as a flock together in the sync. You can look away with your eyes, but if someone's speaking, you have to plug your ears to not hear, and the sound goes in. You don't have control over sound. Your eyesight, you can close your eyes. You don't have to look, but you always have to hear. Things just might not be as they appear, is what I'm saying. It's really easy to take things at face value, like a child. It's like the Santa Claus thing. When you're a kid, your parents are telling you there's this guy that hops down the chimney and puts a bunch of gifts and eats milk and cookies, and you believe it. I think that's in our culture in a way, the Santa Claus stuff and the Tooth Fairy, all these sort of little dumb myths. in a weird way, it's about like coming of age of not taking things as they are, having your own, not trusting even your own parents, like having your own ideas about the world, of actually experimenting and questioning, not just believing someone that you love and trust, but coming to your own independent conclusions about life. Like I would never expected them to lie to me about something. And it's an interesting lie. It's like a cultural, millions of people lying, like whole schools. You're not the, you always have one kid that ruins the lie at a certain point, the first kid that finds out. But there's this thing like, don't, keep the lie going. And it's like religion on this planet and thoughts on the afterlife. That there is kind of conspiracy going on sometimes, I believe, where it's like we have all these different sects of religions, but they're all from the same tree, and we're fighting amongst ourselves. It's like a division. It's like the prison for the divine spark. It's like the story of the Tower of Babel, when people wanted to build the tower up to the heavens to confront God, and then God made them all have different languages, so they couldn't communicate, they couldn't build the tower anymore. So it's kind of like the prison in that way. If we're fighting amongst ourselves, united we stand, divided we fall. It's like the Lincoln thing, house divided against itself cannot stand. The prison just self perpetuates with crusades and this and that and wars over religion and nationalism, and with the Epstein class and all this stuff going on. We were in the Iraq or Iran war. There's always some war, there's always some scandal that's dividing people, COVID, all this stuff. It gets to a point where it just feels performative. It's like, really, is this, like, there's always something that's dividing us, whether it's race. We have a lot of that in the US here. There's always something with race. We have to like be against each other for some reason. It's like I've never gotten that. Even as a kid, I never understood it. It's I've never understood all these divisions, even the nationalism. Like, oh, I was born on this plot of land, and now we're enemies because you're on that plot of land. Never made sense to me. We're like nomadic tribes that used to follow the herds of animals, that there was no borders. There you just kind of like, you might have had like loose, kind of like the animals do, loose territories. There might be some little skirmishes, but there wasn't defined on a map an asylum and this and that. It's very interesting how we've built our society here. It's a very well run prison. With a very nice maximum security prison with 3 meals a day. Kind of in the Western versions of this, we're well fed at least. We have such a good prison. People from other prisons, lower quality prisons, want to come to our prison. It's just a prison industrial complex, but on a divine scale. That leads to the question of, if we are all one being, which a lot of the religions believe, then why would we do this? Is it a game of hide and seek? We're bored. There's one being, and you want to be entertained, like how we go through YouTube. I find myself just doom scrolling YouTube to be entertained. I'm too tired to do anything else. I just want to be entertained. It's like a comedy show. We're a divine comedy show for the one being. We've forgotten who we are and we're all actors in the play. Or is it more nefarious, like this video shows, that we're on a prison planet and the demiurge is here as our warden, and we have to try to get out and not go towards the light. Go into the vastness of space when you die. Don't go. That's what they say. Don't go towards the light. Because if you go towards the light, that means you're going to reincarnate. You need to not go away from the light upon the moment of death and find out what there really is. That's what I keep hearing. But after I've studied a bunch of world religions, it seems that along with not having any desires for this world when you pass away is another way to escape the reincarnation. You have to have kind of them all together. You have to have, you don't go towards light, you don't have any unfinished business here, and you're not afraid of death. You're able to have that moment of death and accept it. I even go so far as to just buy things I really shouldn't buy nowadays, because I'm like, I don't want to come back for just one thing. I think Ram Dass's guru Maharaji, he woke up in the middle of the night, 1 a.m. He wanted chapatis, which was like kind of fry bread. And he's like, I want chapatis, I want chapatis, cook some up. And they were like, why? And he demanded it, so he did it. And then the next day they were like, why were you so insane about getting this chapatis? And he was like, well, one of my disciples didn't want to, like, he was going to reincarnate because he wanted those. So I took that karma for him. I want him to leave the planet for good. And I kind of feel like for myself, I feel that way where it's like I just bought a bunch of cigars that came in today. And I'm like, I really don't need them, but I did want them. It's a stupid want, but I don't want to come back to smoke that cigar. I don't want that to what holds me here. So there's kind of an element too of the materialism. I feel like whether this is a prison plan or not, you might as well hedge your bet. One of my mom's friends used to say that when I was a kid, when I was an atheist. She's like, you should, whether you believe in God or not, wouldn't you do the smart thing to do is to hedge your bet and like pray to something just in case. And I admitted, yes, that from like a logical standpoint, yes, but from like me, from like a moral standpoint, I had no religion at that point in my life, but I just knew inherently like the karmic element of like a half-heartedness. It's like it's not real if I'm praying that I don't go to hell kind of thing. Like I couldn't do it because it was just it didn't have integrity for me to do something like that, like hedge my bet. And I'm still like that to this day. I don't hedge my bet. I believe what I actually believe. It's like the Santa Claus. I believe what I know to be true. I don't believe what anyone else says. It's my own personal relationship with God, my own personal spiritual experiences. I don't trust any mystic, any book, any guru, their finger pointing at the moon. They can show me the way, but I got to go walk that path myself. They can't walk it for me. And that's my issue with performative religion is I feel like everyone needs to discover what's true for them, and then you can follow it. There's a difference between knowing and belief. This guy was saying something like, do you believe in your parents or do you know your parents? Because you only need to believe in something you don't know. So you don't need to believe in your parents, you know your parents. But you need to believe in God because you don't know God. So you have to kind of like have a belief that you kind of know not to be true. It's a belief. Unless that belief becomes a knowing, once you've had that personal experience, once you've had that near death experience, when you've had a mystical experience, then you know. And that's how it was for me. You only know once without a shadow of a doubt to yourself. Like something happened to you that can't be explained. There's no way that it could have happened and that this person knew something. There's you have to have an experience where it's like basically a miracle that you directly experienced. I believe that's for a lot of the atheist types like me. You need that to have to go from belief to knowing.